Hello, friends. How are you guys doing? Ladies and gentlemen, without killing much time, let us go take a look on Nnamdi Kanu pledges 1 million naira for any Nigerian law student who can find judicial precedent on stay of execution of accused already discharged and acquitted. So the man is pledging 1 million naira. Nnamdi Kanu pledges 1 million for any Nigerian law student who can find judicial precedent on stay of execution of accused already discharged, acquitted. So we are going to dive into this particular news, ladies and gentlemen, without killing more time. And thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for watching as well. Nnamdi Kanu, who has been held in the custody of the Department of State Service DSS since June 2021 over an alleged terrorism charge filed against him by the Nigerian government, made the pledge on Thursday through his legal team led by his special counsel, Barrister Aloy Ejimako. The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has pledged to pay the sum of 1 million naira to any law student in Nigeria who can find and provide judicial precedent where a Nigerian judge granted stay of execution in a criminal proceeding where the suspect or defendant has been acquitted and discharged. Kanu, who has been held in the custody of the Department of State Service DSS since June 2021 over an alleged terrorism charges filed against him by the Nigerian government, made this pledge on Thursday through his legal team led by his special counsel, Barrister Aloy Ejimako. The IPOB leader made this pledge following a stay of execution granted to the Nigerian government in October 2022 by Justice Haruna of the Appeal Court on a judgment which was also delivered by Appeal Court judges, which set Kanu free and acquitted him of the charges of terrorism and treasonable felony against him. A third-man panel of justices of Appeal Court had heard that extraordinary retention of Kanu by the Nigerian government without adherence to due processes of the law was a gross violation of all international conventions, treaties, protocols, and guidelines. That Nigeria is a signatory to, as well as a breach of the appellant fundamental human rights. The appellate courts further held that the government failed to refute the allegation that the IPOB leader was in Kenya and that he was abducted and brought back to the country without any extradition process. Wow. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. On that ground, the appellate court heard that the government was ominously silent on the issue, which it described as very pivotal in determining whether the trial court would still have the jurisdiction to continue with the criminal proceeding before it. The appellate court judges held that the Nigerian government action tainted the entire proceeding it initiated against Nnamdi Kanu and amounted to an abuse of criminal prosecution in general. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this is crazy. That is why sometimes I don't still know why they are holding this man. I don't know what is their intention of holding Nnamdi Kanu. The three-man judge therefore held thus: the court will never shy away from calling the executive to order when it tilts towards executive recklessness. It accused the government of engaging in serious abuse of power. Ladies and gentlemen, are we listening to what they are telling us about this Nnamdi Kanu case? And what the court, the judges in Nigerian court, what they are telling the government? What they are saying about this case concerning Nnamdi Kanu? Everything about this case is not because Nnamdi Kanu did anything. It's just political violation and abuse of power. But the Nigerian government, in a notice of appeal filed before the Supreme Court, sought a stay of execution on the ruling of the Court of Appeal ruling. During a press conference held in Abuja on Thursday, Kanu's legal team noted that the IPOB leaders continue detention at the DSS custody is illegal and not predicated on any court order. Kanu was remanded in custody on the allegation that he jumped bail. But the legal team said, by decision of the Court of Appeal, all the charges for which Onyendu is being tried were quashed for want of jurisdiction and in violation of extradition acts of both Kenya and Nigeria. Justice Sumani of the Court of Appeal, Abuja decision, unlawfully granted an order staying the release of Nnamdi Kanu. This order was illegally granted and never in the history of any country jurisprudence had an acquitted person been denied his release from detention by way of stay of execution. Confirming Kanu 1 million naira pledge, the legal team said Nnamdi Kanu pledges to give any law student in any Nigerian university the sum of 1 million naira if such student finds any precedent on stay of execution in a criminal proceeding where an acquitted person is by such order restrained from enjoying his freedom. It is an illegality that would haunt Nigeria for as long as life enrolls. But then it was granted because Nnamdi Kanu is of Igbo descendant and must suffer, notwithstanding what the law says. On the part of the Supreme Court, Nnamdi Kanu did not jump bail, but ran away from the treacherous act of Operation Python dance to ensure his life and physical well-being. So today now, where is the Operation Python dance? They are dead, ladies and gentlemen. They are dead and gone. No Operation Python dance anywhere in Nigeria. All these things is just because of Nnamdi Kanu. And as they are telling us, this thing is happening because Nnamdi Kanu is from Igbo descendant. Because he's a Biafran man. That is why all these things is happening. Sometimes I just pity Peter Obi. I just pity Peter Obi because these people that are doing this thing, they know that if Peter Obi come into power, he will release Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why they will make sure Peter Obi will not become president of Nigeria. And they already vowed that there is no time an Igbo man can become president of Nigeria. These are the games they are playing, ladies and gentlemen. So I pity Peter Obi. Instead of him to galvanize Igbo people to rise up against this oppression from the Nigerian government, from the Nigerian people, he's there talking about 2025, 2028, 2029 presidency. No matter how people support Peter Obi, I don't see any way, anywhere in that country, in that country called Nigeria, when Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba people, they are still dwelling together, where Peter Obi will become president of Nigeria. I don't see it. If Peter make you get 1 billion votes, these people, they are out for blood. The people that are doing this thing to Nnamdi Kanu is the same people that blocked Peter Obi 2023 presidential election. And it's the same people that are still going to block him come 2027. So, I don't know what Peter Obi is fighting for. He's supposed to be, galvanizing Igbo people to stand up against this oppression and intimidation. Okay? From the Nigerian government. So they continue. So, on the part of the Supreme Court, the legal team recalled that at pages 10 and 11 of the Supreme Court findings and decision, it was heard the respondent was on bail and therefore in the custody of the law when his home was illegally invaded by the heavily armed military officers of the appellant, causing him to flee from his home and country to secure his life. In the face of such an attack, it was reasonable for him to flee to ensure his life and physical well-being. That is what any normal and reasonable human being would do in that circumstances, to preserve his life and physical well-being. They continue. Kanu legal team further recall that the High Court of Enugu State in suit number blah 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 Nnamdi Kanu versus Federal Republic of Nigeria and the 4 ORX in a ruling delivered on October 26, 2023 by Justice A.O. Onuwu declared that the practical application of the Terrorism Prevention Act and the executive or administrative action of the respondents, which directly led to the prescription of IPOB and its listing as a terrorist group, said IPOB being comprised of citizens of Nigeria of